Now you're probably wondering who's sat in front of that camera. Yep, it is me. Well, I have to admit, yeah, it's kind of a July update, I suppose. Now, I'm just trying to think of when was I. Yeah, the last update I uploaded was the 17th of May. So, fair amount, a long time since I last did one of these, so I do apologise, but all thanks to this little guy here. Long story, but anyhow, here's a July update. Hello and welcome to a July update. Obviously, you can tell it's a July update because obviously I've mentioned it 3 times, it's in the title. Anyhow, like I said, yeah, there is not much of a... Well, there is actually quite a lot gone on, but quite little as well at the same time. It's kind of... Anyway, it was all thanks to this little guy sat right in front of me. As you can tell, I haven't uploaded it yet, or actually even edited it at all. But this is obviously the Hobby Boss Wildcat that I said I was going to produce in the last update. And boy oh boy, that was a challenging thing. Basically, the reason why I haven't done a lot of modelling was this guy here, pretty much. The story was, I put it together, built it, painted it, and as you obviously, if you have Facebook and Instagram, you can tell what goes on. Obviously for YouTube, I've just realised that you can post on there as well as videos. Thanks to this. Oh, well, which I purchased a new A20 Samsung Galaxy. It has 2 cameras, well 3 actually, and of course a new phone case at the back. So I'm happy that's done because I can get better photos and that without worrying about the old one being like 6 years old. Anyway, as I'm going a bit off topic, Wildcat, Hobby Boss Wildcat, put it together, painted it, nothing wrong with it, speak to the devil, put it wrong, sorry, nothing wrong with it, and then it got to the last pieces, pretty much. Last pieces, which were the canopy, the radio antenna, and the pitot tube here. And it all started with that, the canopy. Now, Hobby Boss obviously supply a canopy, you have the front windscreen and the sliding canopy bit. I obviously put the front windscreen on and it fit. I went to put the rear windscreen on, oh sorry, not the rear windscreen, the actual canopy itself, and it didn't fit. As much as I tried to get it over the back of the frame here, it just would not fit at all whatsoever. It would bend, even the fast reacting glue wouldn't do anything, and it basically started cracking the top of the canopy, which I thought, okay. So I decided, because obviously I like my canopies open, I actually made the brave decision to actually have it closed. The bad thing about having closed, I couldn't have it closed either, because when I slid the canopy forward, the actual front windscreen canopy was very thick plastic, and it was also out of shape. It's like, how was I going to describe it? Try to think. Well, basically the front canopy was like that, if you imagine, and when the rear canopy went onto it, it went like that. So it left a huge gap at the top here, and also on the side it was left the same again. That was the canopy, it fit like that over the front. It wasn't flush, it was a piece like that. So that was the side view and the front view as well, so I couldn't have it closed either, and I think I just pretty much lost it. I put this on the shelf, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but I didn't touch a single model for just under a whole month.
You what?
And yeah, that's what really killed my mojo. As they say, mojo, obviously. I literally left on the shelf. I didn't touch a single model. I just rather have... I don't know what I did. I think, obviously, I was out with Chelsea quite a bit because we were both busy, obviously, in terms. I worked quite a bit as well. But when I came home, I just didn't want to get to here and do anything of it. And it was just basically went with me. And so yeah, thanks to this little guy that I stopped making videos, I stopped making posts of my work and everything else. It just hit me that much, and I just went off. I don't know why, but I wasn't having a strop or anything, but I don't know why, it just didn't really occur to me just to do anything.
What do you know? Oh, this is gonna be fun. We can stay up late, swapping manly stories, and in the morning, I'm making waffles. Oh!
Anyhow, that's what happened with it, and yeah, so about obviously just under a month later, I thought, okay, this is now silly. Well, not really me. I have to thank Chelsea for actually getting me into the hobby, which was actually weird, but that's another story. Anyway, I purchased a new canopy, a vac form canopy from Hanance, and I put it on. Canopy did actually fit over the top, and I have to say, it does look absolutely brilliant now, guys. I'm really happy with how it turned out. The bad thing was I sadly missed the group build deadline for it, so it was a bit of a shame really, but I'm glad it's done. It's done and dusted now. So yes, the little Wildcat has actually become a bit of a, well, like it lives up to its name. It's pretty much a piece of work, but there we are. Anyways, I'm just going to put this out of the way now. Now, going back to what I said earlier, just find a place for it. Pop it there for now. Don't break. Okay. Now, going back to what I said before earlier, I just completely lost my mojo about it. And obviously, Chelsea thought, obviously, me being me, this was a great big concern. What's wrong? And I have to thank her for actually helping me with this, because she actually did help me get back into the hobby after a whole month of being away from it. What was this? She said to me, she got talking about the hobby and that, like, she said, oh, what have you done? I said, not a lot really. And she said, I don't know why you haven't built any Battle of Britain stuff, because you've still got that 148 collection. So I said, no, I haven't had a look. And then it was just coincidentally when I was starting to obviously just purchase the canopy, I had a look through the stash and I came across, speak of the devil, I came across this little kit, just sat down here. Okay. Tamiya's Spitfire. Okay. Now, I just stood and looked at it and I thought, this was the kit that Chelsea got me for Valentine's 2 years ago. 2 years ago? Yeah, 2 years ago. No, actually. Year and a bit ago, sorry, I had to think about that. So, I think about that one, sorry. But anyway, this what saw me and I thought, well, I haven't touched an aircraft or a model kit in actually ages. And I've never built a Spitfire, like a proper Spitfire Mark 1, since I got back into hobby about just in my late teens, really, when this channel started off. I mean, the only Spitfire I've done was that Mark 9, the Edward one, and that's really it. So I saw it and I thought, I will have a look at it, and I had a look, and it was absolutely brilliant. Couldn't fault anything wrong with it at all. But then I remembered why she got me this kit, and it was one of our cinema screenings. We always go to cinema sometimes, see a film that's come out, and we went and saw Dunkirk because her her being a bit of a history buff as well as me. We both loved the film. Great, and that's why she brought it me, to make a Mark 1 Spitfire. So I thought to myself, okay, let's think about this, what we're going to do. So I went online and I found a scheme that I really wanted to do. Actually, is it in here? Yes, it is, right at the bottom. So I went on to Hanance and purchased these Spitfire Mark 1/2 Aces. Just put to the side. Now I saw this kit. Yeah, I did pay a bit. I paid £17 for these decals, but you get 14 schemes of what you want to do. So yeah, there is actually a fair amount of it. I was going to do a review of this, but it just went over my head. So they're all decals, and they're all the ones you get to have, which is astonishingly a lot. And of course, it's all my comfort zone 1940 aircraft. So I had a look, and I did some research. KLB was at Dunkirk. That's actually a famous aircraft that crashed on the beach, actually. So KLB, ZPA, LDQ, and GRL. I'm not sure about this one. I think it was like a kind of 1939 scheme, I think, or Battle of France scheme, but not too sure. This is mainly a Battle of France scheme, but it was at Dunkirk as well. And the rest are just all Battle of Britain. Obviously, it gives you markers of how the undersides are and so. I had a look at it, and I'll tell you the truth, guys, this one, GRL, got me having a look at, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to go with that one because obviously it's Dunkirk veteran. We watched the film Dunkirk, that's why she got it me, and yeah, so that's kind of got me back into hobby, which I need to start waffling on. So I actually have made an effort. I've actually made the 2 sidewalls so far, just on there. I've obviously put the oxygen tanks in, radio, the throttle and oil lever, and obviously the trim at the side. Other side we got our landing gear and some other controls at the side there, and yeah, that's all I've done of it. But I have to say, guys, I'm very impressed. So this is kind of what's got my mojo back again. So if you have to thank anyone, thank Chelsea. Also a big need to thank her. Well done for graduating 2019. You are now a graduate, so yeah. But then you do have a lot of debt on your hands, so sorry love, but there we are. Okay, so yeah, I have been, like I said, I've been quite away from the bench, but I did actually pick up a few things since, when was it, when did we start? Right, right, not long after I uploaded that video, me and Chelsea basically got away to Edinburgh for a couple of days just to have a look a bit of sightseeing. Now, of course, while we were in Edinburgh, we had a look around the city and we had a look in Wonderland models. So I'm a bit of a... I do shop a lot at e-models, so I will admit I do go in and see the guys and that. So to go into Wonderland models was kind of a bit of a traitorist type move, but I think they'll let me off. Anyway, I had a look in there and I saw 2 kits that really I just saw and I thought I've got to get. Because I'm on holiday and that lot. So, let's do remember this was before I lost the mojo. So the first one was the Kitty Hawk. Now, I did pay £30 for this, but it's a brand new kit that came out. But don't be deceived by the looks, guys. Obviously, don't just put it by its cover. I saw this kit and I thought it was a brand new model, and I opened it up and it's the actual old Ertl kit, so I was a bit about it. I just paid £30 for a brand new kit and actually I got the old one. But I have built the old Ertl kit, it's upstairs, and I have to say, guys, there's not a problem with it at all. It went together, no problem. I don't think I had any filler. The only problem I have is the tail. Now it looks like someone with not a very good sense of moulding or sense of orangutan has moulded the the back piece onto the fuselage, tail and so on. Now onto the end. So a bit of sanding won't hurt, but it is modelling. There you go. So I'm not going to complain. It is a nice kit. I have built this before, and you do get some very interesting marking options. I do want to build a American version, I think, or I will actually build an Australian version, which obviously on the box up there. So obviously Australian versions, you get those two there. Oh, actually, hold on, sorry. This one's Australian, this one's Canadian. Sorry. You get 122 Squadron, obviously North Africa, American, there 942, and then last but not least, you do get another American and another American from North Africa, and that lot. So I'd either probably be this one or another one beforehand, but that's that. So that was the first one I picked up. I purchased another one. And obviously again I saw this, and with Chelsea remembering Battle of Britain stuff I love. Now this one you're going to ask me why is that Battle of Britain, but it was actually true. Okay, there we are. Tamiya's Bowfighter. Now this was cheaper actually than the P40, which is weird, but there you are. So you probably, as I said, Battle of Britain stuff, why is a Bowfighter here? Because that wasn't Battle of Britain. Actually, you'll be surprised, it was in the Battle of Britain, just only, it was with 25 Squadron, and only a handful were given during the conflict. And obviously there were bomber interceptors at the time. They were actually in a weird, obviously the dark green and flat earth scheme on the top, and then the sky underside underneath, which is very weird. I'm just trying to have a look. It does actually, the only difference with it is that I think they had a different prop on the front, but Tamiya give that with the prop. Apart from that, guys, I don't think anything else is different with it, but this is obviously a Mark, I got it wrong, I meant to pick up the Mark 4, but this is the Mark 6, but I don't think anyone's going to tell. And I need to make the Mark 1F, so that's how early they were. But I just need some spare decals, and there we are. Now, this one was actually sent to me by a good friend, Sam. Before I met, I've forgotten your YouTube account, sorry mate. Anyway, Sam is on Instagram with the Magnificent Squadron as goes by, so if you're on Instagram, follow him. I've forgotten it on YouTube, I'll find it again, and I'll see what I can do. Anyway, he went into Birmingham to the model shop that's in the Jewellery Quarter, which I've not been to yet, or had a chance, and picked this up for me. It's 148 Willys Jeep. He said I can make a diorama for an airfield out of it. So, yeah. Well, the plan was to have the Wildcat with a diorama, and never got around to it, so that would have gone with it. Now, it wasn't bad, Sam. I will see what I can do, and yeah, there we are. Okay, thank you very much, that's Sam. The next one I picked up was actually quite a funny story behind it. Chelsea has an obsession with Benedict Cumberbatch.
You're a bloody psychopath.
High-functioning sociopath. With your number.
In a lot of films, like he's one of my favourite actors, like a bit like Michael Caine is in mine. And I saw this model kit and I thought I will surprise her with it just to see what happens. And of course it was this little thing. You're probably wondering what the hell is that, but turn it around, there we are. It is a 1/10 bust, well it's all resin, of a North Somerset Yeomanry. It's a major British cavalry in World War One. But it is Mr. Cumberbatch himself, sculpted as that, obviously from his role in Warhorse.
Make the Kaiser rue the day he dared to cross swords with us. Let every man make himself, his king, his country, and his fallen comrades proud. Be brave. Fear God, honor the king.
So I picked that up, and it actually is pretty decent mould, guys. I mean, tell you what, I'll bring the camera down here, you can see it more better then. Okay, so I've just brought you a bit close up, and as you can tell, yeah, see what I mean. It comes in this handy little tin. The tin box is dented quite a bit, but it's obviously full of all the goodies and that, including a little, including a little stamp to tell you what paints to use for Vallejo ponds. That's pretty cool. Obviously it's all, if I can get this off a bit, come on. Spongy material, and it's all wrapped up in this little bag. I think this is just add extra, but there we are. Put that aside, obviously being resin, be careful. It is actually pretty darn nice, guys, look at that. Wow. And obviously the helmet. The only problem is cutting this bit off, look at that. So it fits on perfectly. And then I guess this is actually, I've never seen this used before, but it does actually pretty good. It's actually a stand. You can, I suppose, if you want a wooden block, let's use this for example. If you want a wooden block out of it, stand it on there, and then stand him on there like that. That's pretty cool. I did actually pay a bit much for it, I will admit, but it is a 1/10 full resin bust, and I have to say I'm pretty pleased with the level of detail that comes out of it. So that will be a lot of painting work for that one, I will imagine. I did actually pick up some new brushes with me. I'll show you that here while I can do. There's not just these, there's sort of some other ones. These are some nice fine detail brushes, but I've got some more on the way. So there we are. So it's mostly tools that I've picked up, but yeah, I'm really pleased with how that has turned out. So yeah, that's what I pretty much brought up, guys. Now, last but not least, I purchased this kit. Now, I have to say there's a bit of a story to this. I waited for this kit ever since it was announced at the start of the year, and it was supposed to be released late June. Now, I know another person who's just uploaded a review of this, so you've beaten me to it. Jason from Champion Scale Modelling has purchased this kit at the exact same time as me. This is how excited we were for it to come out. I need to stop waffling on. It is, of course, the new i16 from ICM. Now, if you remember in my May update, I purchased the late version of this, and of course Type 10 version, I will be doing the same as his. I will be making the Republican Spanish Civil War stuff, because obviously that's what I like. I've not had a proper look for a few, well, I've not had a proper look with this. I still need to have a look inside and have a look at all the parts, see if they're okay, because I know that Jason had a problem with his windscreen with a bubble inside it. But yeah, I still need to have a look at it, and that's that. I also, at the same time, like what he did suggest, picked up some decals for it. Now, Jason, if you're watching, my friend, when I got the decals, I saw 225, and I thought that's the one I'm going to build. And then obviously in your update you mentioned you're going to build the same, so I don't, obviously not a problem with me, not a problem at all, because we're just modelers getting on. And yeah, but obviously it's the most nicest scheme with the black cowling, obviously all the red at the back of the tail fin, so why not? Okay, so that's what I picked up, and I also bit of a strange one. I also made a little, well, didn't make. It was from a little sweet box Chelsea got me, and I just basically put all my spare decals in there and take them out wherever I need them. So I need to sort all them out and get on to it. But that, guys, concludes the July update. So I will be progressing with the Spitfire, and I have to say I really want to start this, guys. I've been waiting for it so long, and I want to start it right now as soon as I finish this camera and start the Spitfire instead. Anyhow, that's it for now. So I hope you've, well, you know what's going to come anyway. So you've got the Wildcat to come out, Spitfire and I-16 as well. So with that, guys, thank you very much for watching. Happy modelling. Oh, actually, there's one fun thing. Obviously, like I said, I picked up some brushes and that lot. I still need to get some paints, that lot. And there is actually some other tools coming in the post. Got some nice crocodile clips. Got some detailing brushes. I've also got stuff for the airbrush, and what else was there again? Something else anyway. But they're all in the post still. So with that, there we are. That's all I wanted to do. Not really want to know, but there we are. Alright, guys. Yeah, I've also one more thing. I've noticed that a couple of comments have been appearing on some of my posts, and I'm getting a lot of dislikes lately, so I don't know why, but if someone dislikes my posts, there we are.
I'm an escaped lunatic, and I like murdering little fat kids, like you. So if you hit George or anyone else, I'm going to come to your house, I know where you live, and while you're asleep, I'm going to smash your stupid head in with this hammer. Do you understand?
Okay, so with that, thank you very much for watching. Take care. I shall see you all very again soon. Okay? Cheers, thank you, and goodbye for now.